host Krishna. In this podcast, we will examine the challenges faced by us in managing our lives and our families. In each episode, we will also look at the techniques that worked for different women, examine how to adapt it for us in today's context, and learn from each other. You will get actionable strategies set in the Indian context on a wide variety of topics, right from identifying your passion to better productivity and parenting. Friends, welcome to episode 11 of New Indian Woman podcast. This episode is airing in the last week of Jan 2020. In this episode, we will examine another topic close to my heart, and that is sustainable living. Let me at the outset itself admit that I am no expert in this topic. Over the years, I have been interested in this area and have attempted several small changes in our family. I have enjoyed learning from many other people who are in this journey. In this episode, I'll talk about my own trials, as well as some of the points shared by Prabha. Do you remember Prabha of Blumadegreen? She runs an upcycling venture, and we had a conversation with her in episode 9. If you missed that episode for some reason, please do listen to it. Yes, that episode was slightly long, but I promise you it is quite interesting. Now, coming to this episode, what exactly is sustainable living? My own meaning to this term is living in a way that is least harmful to the environment. I really have not checked the dictionary meaning or how experts in this field define it. Now, let us explore. What does living in the least harmful way to the environment mean? Is it even possible in today's day and age? The most obvious question is, what is the point in me doing this when large-scale pollution and other big things are happening? Of course, big impact changes have to be taken up by government, organizations and such. But let us not underestimate the effect of our individual actions. They do sum up a lot when we consider the ripple effect across many of us. And more importantly, it makes us be more aware and leads us to so many numerous ways in which we can bring about change in our own lives. If you grew up in a small town or village, you may have seen the elders having some practices in the house that would qualify to be called sustainable living. Maybe they were never aware of this. For example, several years back, maybe before plastic made its silent entry into our homes, we practiced reuse and recycle. Did we have waste bins in our homes? What did we do with all the waste? Yes, please try to refresh your memory. Now, coming to the present times, where do we start? First, let us listen to Prabha share her experiences in the sustainable journey. The beauty of, looking at things from a sustainability angle or reuse angle, I have always felt in my own personal journey, once you start it in one area of your life, it slowly comes into many other areas of your life as well.
It happened with me.
Yes.
Because I was not this kind of a person before.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, because earlier, like maybe 10, 12 years back, I had actually, I like to draw, I have a few pairs of, footwears. Okay. Maybe this I will wear for this, that I will wear for, and earrings, something, and then a lot of needs. So now actually slowly, I've reduced to all those. And now I don't really feel like, because earlier we used to feel like, okay, I don't feel bad to wear a dress many times. Sometimes,
Yes.
maybe the same dress. So that is there. And I don't really buy a lot.
Yeah.
Stop
and
there.
You feel happy ananyway.
And we feel happy anyway. So even if a cloth is like, we buy, and mostly I choose to buy these hand-dyed fabric. Because it's not that I don't buy other material, khadi or something like that. Whatever, whenever it's possible to make a choice, I do that. And I've reduced my needs and number of footwears, a number of clothes, or all those things. And you just stay happy. Yeah, just stay happy though. You don't need really. So I don't really feel like sometimes maybe a nice outfit, maybe after for a long time of, using it, it got a little bit, faded. but I wear it outside.
Yes.
But I don't feel bad because it's okay.
It's okay. To some extent, some 25, 30 years back, life was like that. And maybe we are rediscovering that as, somewhere we ended up losing some of it. And some of us are learning it again.
Yeah, actually, I've learned it. So actually, this the whole process of Blumadegreen made me realize that, okay, made me personally changed me.
Okay.
My
nice
choices, and whenever I buy something, I go to buy some the supermarket. Okay, if I want to buy something, okay, I really think that I'd hardly go to supermarket these days. It's reduced a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But when I buy, okay, I really think whether I need it or not. Like something that some kind of a questions happen in my mind before I buy anything.
So and to some extent that is true for your customers. They may be just starting their journey, or they may have progressed, but the fact that this awareness about buying, what do you say, without thinking much. If we keep on buying, to what extent it can be damaging to the environment and stuff like that. Blumadegreen, using a product through Blumadegreen can be a starting point as well, right? Because somewhere you start thinking. It's not about us saying that let us not buy. It is about being aware and making intelligent decisions.
Yeah, it's about deciding what is your need.
Yes.
And what is not the need. Like, I don't know, the opposite of that. Like,
what you don't need.
What you don't need. So slowly I thought, okay, maybe if I go to the people and just talk about something, maybe if they can actually think a little bit and prevent somewhere here and there, and at least if you're a little bit conscious about it, slowly it will come into the life. I would like to talk about using old things that we all mainly, because I would talk about old clothes now, because I am now dealing with clothes and reusing, upcycling clothes. So we all have a general notion that the clothes that somebody already used is not good to use, something like that, or second-hand things are not good to use or something. But I would like to say that it's actually it's time we change that thinking, because when we go to a hotel, we get these towels and bed sheets, which is there. That is not a new one. Many people have already used it and it's washed and kept clean for us to use, and we, without any notion, we use it. But when it comes to somebody giving their old clothes or a outfit which they have used for a few times, we feel sometimes we feel bad to use it, thinking that, oh, this is their old thing. But I just want to say that it's time we change that attitude.
So, Prabha, this is a very valid point. I agree it is a mindset issue. If we think through it, it is possible to change. And of late, I hear there are colleges where they have these clothes exchange program.
So I say.
So I was very happy to hear about it, where if you have, say, extra clothes, which means it is in reasonably good condition, in the sense it's not damaged completely, it can be worn again.
Exactly.
So you can just say, suppose you're giving two items or something, 2 tops or whatever, you can take 2 other items. So this...
See, now this is how we can use the social media platform for good cause. So there is a group for pre-loved sarees.
Okay.
So there, many ladies, they put their own old sarees, which they have used for, sometimes maybe for a long period of time, sometimes maybe just for around 5-6 times, or some, they are, 10, 20 years old sarees, which they want to give it to somebody else. They post it there for a lower price and another person can buy. So by buying, a saree of another lady, we become friends. And then we share pictures of our picture of wearing it, and they share their pictures. So it's like, we build a community there. So there is a community called Pre-Loved Sarees on Facebook. Yeah, on Facebook, there I'm part of that, and I've bought a few sarees from there. During this journey, I have realized that our existence itself is contributing a lot to the pollution. Okay, even if whatever small thing or big thing we do, this has an impact. So I have decided that slowly there are many things that I have stopped doing, or many changes that happen. But then one thing I would say that is I have stopped using all disposable items. That includes plastic water bottles, the filled plastic bottle, mineral water bottles that we get. That I like for many years now I've never bought one bottle. Because and other thing is all disposable items such as disposable cups, straw, plate, spoon, sanitary napkins, tissue papers, etc. So I would just say that one by one, I will say that this plastic water bottle, suppose if I don't carry, instead I carry a steel or even plastic water bottle, good one. If you carry, it's okay. But I carry a steel water bottle all the time. Like whenever I go, even if I go for about an hour for shopping, I just carry a small water bottle. It will be there with me so that I don't need to depend on. Sometimes what if I feel thirsty and I want to drink some water? So I always keep. So suppose if I don't do that, in a week I'll be using minimum 4 to 5 plastic bottles. If I don't do that, so in a month it becomes around 20.
And I completely agree, because things like this, we may think that these are small things.
Exactly.
When you look at usage of tons, this is nothing.
Yeah, so people just say that, it's just a one water bottle. Like, why are you so, adamant about it? But it's not like that, because in 1 year it will be 240. And suppose if 10 years is 2,400, minimum that much.
It's not only that. See, for me, it is very visible. Okay. Whenever we pass by train through any bridge, just, that area just before a bridge starts, the train slows down. You will see tons of plastic bottles lying there. That means maybe in that area, maybe 10 or 15 trains pass by every day. They are slowing down there for hardly a minute. So many bottles are thrown out. So I always wonder if everybody in that train, they stop using the mineral water bottle. That many bottles will not come to that place.
Yeah.
That many bottles will not pollute that river, which is true.
Exactly.
So it always starts small.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, this is actually in our hands. So indirectly we are contributing a lot to the pollution. That we can, because of our way of living. That is all, like, it is already there. We cannot reduce it much, but whatever in our hands. So I'm just trying, like, okay, whatever I can do, I will do.
Yes.
So that's all. And then instead of these disposable napkins, I use cloth napkins. And instead of these napkins, the tissue paper and all, I always have 1 or 2 cloth handkerchiefs with me. And in the kitchen also we use cloth napkins, so we can wash and use it. And another thing is to avoid this disposable cup and plates is not an easy thing, because if you want to avoid it, you have to carry a steel cup with you. So even when I go for function, if something is served in that, like last time I went for a wedding function, everything was served in on a plate, proper plate, which is reusable plate. Only the ice creams and the fruit salad or something, they had a disposable cup. So I told them, no, I don't want that. Just put that in my plate. I'll eat it. And then they had a spoon, a plastic spoon they had. I said, no, it's okay. I'll eat it with hand. They were quite strange about it. But me and my daughter, we just took ice cream on a plate and happily. But we are happy about it. It's okay.
Yeah. May raise doubts in others. People may, even people around you may give you stares. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, sometimes people who are talking with her, they might not feel comfortable. So I went to another corner. I had my ice cream nicely and then I kept the plate back and then I went back to the group.
Wonderful ideas, and I think you have found this balance.
Yeah. So I don't know, like sometimes people think that, this lady is like, but generally, think that how much, because a mass production is happening at another end. So even if you do this, but whatever is in my hand, I can do. But at least I am happy about it.
That's a wonderful thinking.
Welcome back. We were discussing what would be a good place to start our journey in this regard. I would say the starting point is to not litter anywhere. Highlight this to your children and make sure you practice it as a family. What does it mean? That means no one throws the wrappers of chocolates, biscuits, chips, whatever, wherever convenient. You don't decide whether to throw these things based on if the place is already clean or not. You don't throw it, period. Be it inside the train or bus or wherever outside the house. So what should you do? If you see a designated dustbin, throw it there. Else, get it home, because you know there is a waste bin at home. This particular practice, when learned right from childhood, goes a very long way. Once you are used to it, you will never feel like wanting to throw something in a public place. Next, at home, segregate waste. There are lots of articles and videos on how to do it, and I guess it is easier to find out how to do this once you decide you want to do it. I have been composting wet waste for more than 10 years now, and once you segregate, there is very less that is likely to go from you to the landfills. I know how many more kilos of waste I would have sent to the landfills if I had not started composting, and it is a fairly simple thing to do. Next, reducing or avoiding plastic. Yes, the most obvious choices are to carry your own cloth bags to buy stuff and not buy or use disposable bottles and items. What else? Even if you buy your groceries in your own shopping bags, once you transfer the contents onto respective containers, I mean items like rice, dal, etc., aren't you left with a ton of covers in which they came packed? What is the alternative? The good news is that there are alternatives. In Bangalore, I buy from an online store who uses cloth bags to pack rice, dal and all staples. The plastic covers are used only for flours and sugar. Even these covers are really thick, and I clean them and use them as linings inside cupboards, fridge, etc. for easy cleaning. Of late, I have started going to farmer markets where they expect us to carry empty vessels and dabbas to buy the stuff. This is again for some staples like dal, spices, and especially for cooking oil. When I go to this place, I feel so happy to see everyone around me also getting their containers to buy stuff, and that is so many less covers used. For the same reason, I avoid going to supermarkets as much as possible. Maybe there are options in the places you live as well. If you are in Bangalore and you would like to know more specifics about these options, do write to me. When it comes to monthly grocery shopping, we focus on purchase of raw materials as much as possible as against buying processed version usually made in factories. For example, we buy dosa batter and all the masalas, etc. only during some emergencies. At other times, we make it with the raw materials in our own house. Same is applicable for many other kinds of processed food. How about using renewable energy sources at least partially? A few years back, we set up an inverter to overcome the frequent power cuts. This inverter is based on solar power. Essentially, we were not hoarding the power from the electricity board, and more importantly, it is renewable energy source anyway. The next point is very relevant for all of us women. This is sustainable menstrual products. These are products available to use during menstruation which are not disposable. There is a wide range of these products, and I think this topic merits a complete episode by itself. We will have that shortly. Shifting to earth-friendly options for laundry and cleaning the house and dishes, I have been using soap nuts or Rita in my washing machine for quite some time now. While it has its own advantages of no harmful effects to skin, the grey water that emerges from my house is having less chemicals. And every time I see pictures of lakes frothing, I wish everyone resorted to these techniques. I have started using cleaning liquids and toilet cleaners that are more natural, but I know I have a very long way to go. Reusing or repurposing the cloth around the house, be it the clothes we wear or especially the stuff we use around the house like bed sheets, curtains, towels, all of them are made use of fully. Clothes are given away, not just to poor people, but also to friends, relatives. We don't buy kitchen towels, mop cloth, etc. from the market. The old bed sheets, curtains, salwars, pants, and all of these are used. Old saris, dhotis, and dupattas lend themselves for repurposing in endless ways. You are not going to like this one. I avoid online shopping as much as possible. I hate the extent of packaging that comes with each item. I use this option only if the particular product I want is not available in my neighborhood. Only exception is the groceries that I buy from a specific online store which comes in cloth bags. And yes, we do minimal shopping. Somewhere, we believe a more intentional approach to buying stuff is in the larger interest of everybody. This is applicable to buying anything, be it buying ready-made food or eating out, buying clothes and shoes or footwear, school supplies, electronic items. This doesn't mean we don't buy. Most of the time, we tend to extend the use of an item already in use for the longest possible time before we replace it, be it mobile phones, TV, or whatnot. In other words, we don't buy something because we want to have the latest and best version of something that is out there in the market. Yes, we have managed to stay away from the lure of the ads in this regard. We buy when we really need the item. This often results in people considering us as stingy. But it doesn't matter. Now, how can any conversation about sustainable living happen without talking about water? We in our family treat water as a very precious resource throughout the year, not just during the summer season. We have installed devices to reduce the flow of water in the kitchen sink and wash basins. We use a bucket and mug to have bath and use the appropriate flush button to use the toilets to optimize water. We have implemented a rainwater harvesting mechanism, and the rainwater after filtration comes to our main water sump itself. And I choose to do washing of our curtains during the rainy season. That typically happens twice in Bangalore. While it may be tougher to dry them, I am more comfortable about it considering the primary source is rainwater. We, including the children, do not generally wear clothes for small periods of time and put it for wash. Depending on the nature of usage, we opt to air them and reuse clothes before washing. In places with high humidity, this may not be applicable, I understand. The main point is, once you become aware of water as a precious resource, you will naturally take a more judicious look at your current usage. In all of the above areas, I am sure I have just started doing some stuff here and there. There is so much more to do in this and in many other areas. I am eager to know what you are doing and to learn from it. If you are new to this topic, do start at the earliest. Let me tell you, this is one of the most important values that you could teach your children through living it on a daily basis. As a new Indian woman, you have the power to influence not just yourself and your immediate family, but all the people you touch directly and indirectly. Do write to me at krishna@thenewindianwoman.com to share your ideas and experiences. You are most welcome to like the Facebook page, facebook.com/newindianwoman, to share with people in the same journey. Remember, you are what you want to be, and the time starts now.